You know, I'm reminded of a commercial on a human product that they get to talking about, this is not your granddad's old Buick or whatever the automobile is, and it's not just for this time to be used. And a lot of times when we think about electrolytes, the first thing that goes through our mind is, hey, that's a summertime product. Man, I don't need to worry about that come the winter. My horses aren't sweating in the winter. I'm riding, they're sweating hard in the summer. So I'm only going to use electrolytes in the summer. Well, that's really not the best use of electrolytes. We see a lot more impaction issues in the winter than we do in the summer because water consumption goes down in the winter. Here's the way to think about this. Your horses are out on pasture in the spring and summer where this grass can be as much as 80% water. So they're consuming a great deal of their daily water intake, which is about 10 gallons a day, from their forage. Then we take these horses in our intermountain region that we don't get very much green grass in the wintertime, considering it's covered in white. So we're feeding them hay, which is 10% moisture. And then we go back and wonder, okay, so our horses are not drinking quite as much water, or gosh, I didn't really go out and check back behind the barn today to see the stock tank is frozen over and I didn't chop ice. So now I have an impaction issue. So now I'm having to call my veterinarian. So let's go back and talk about use of electrolytes in the wintertime. What I want to do is continue to get water consumption year round. Not only do we replace electrolytes, we also stimulate water intake or that thirst response. So a great time to use like Apple Elite is in the winter as well as in the summer. Now another thing that I often run into, people said, yeah, you know, Dr. Godbee, I used the Apple Elite and I took it and I put it in the water and my horses wouldn't drink it. Well, most nutritionists will not recommend putting electrolytes in water. Not very many people like to drink salty water. If we did, we'd have plenty of water because we got the oceans full of salt. So in general, we don't put electrolytes in water, but we do use it to stimulate the thirst response and get these horses to drink water. We see it a lot of times when, especially the weekend warrior horse. The horse that all week he's kicked out, you know, in his run or in his stall or in a pasture, and we gather him up on Friday and we go and we do gymkhana or we team rope or we barrel race or we do whatever the whole weekend. We do poker runs. We do these same kind of things and we wonder, gosh, you know, I get back Monday, I've got problems. It's because our horses became dehydrated. We want to minimize dehydration. For example, when we come out of the cutting pen there at the ranch at home, we have a water trough. And when we get through, before we do anything, we come over and we let our horses have a swallow or two of water. It minimizes issues. When I come out of the cutting pen at a show, there's almost a ritual, unless I've done really, really bad, but there's usually a ritual that my chaps come off, I get off my horse, I loosen the girth, I pull the sport boots off, go back to the stall or to the trailer, pull the saddle off, give him electrolyte paste, go and bathe him, and then go and let him have some water. So this is just a ritual that we do, and so we minimize any dehydration issues that we can have with these horses. Apple Elite is an electrolyte that horses will readily consume. The paste is something that, again, horses consume very easily. I don't look at palatability or how well horses like paste. In my world, that's not really their option. It's my option. Remember, I'm putting it there. But in a powder, they've got to want to eat it because I'm going to add it to the feed. And I'm going to do that on a daily basis. And depending on how much work I'm going to do, how much that horse is going to sweat, I'll go up or down depending on the individual horse. Remember, we need to do everything with horses as individuals. This is not a feed yard. This is not 100,000 head of cattle. This is an individual. So we need to treat them as an individual. So go back, Use quality electrolyte products like Apple Elite. Make sure your horses will consume them and use them year round. Don't get these impaction problems.